let's shift gears a little bit. I know that you've done a lot of work. You've thought a lot about artificial intelligence, right? And it's ubiquitous. It's everything. Like on the iPhone, it's on Google search. It's everything, right? And Amazon and Tesla, every tech company. What is the state of artificial intelligence in helping us to detect skin cancer, melanoma specifically?
It's there's easy answers and there's more complicated
Give
answers.
us the
We'll
easy one
start with the
first.
easy answers.
Yeah.
The easy answers is that it's around the corner. It's around the corner in a way. When I say that, I mean things that are validated, approved by the regulatory agencies like the FDA that can be coming into a clinical sort of environment near you, whether that's in a primary care doctor's office or elsewhere. It's around the corner, and it's I would say the sort of the beginning of the idea of artificial intelligence and skin cancer detection. Probably it's more than six years old now, and so everybody thought, when that first started, just a little bit away, it'll be there, but it's taken 6+ years, 7 years to really get to the point where these tools are developed in a way that can be reliable, that can be safe, that can help patients. And I'm glad it's taken that long. Technology is oftentimes, we think of, around me in Silicon Valley, it's fast, it's innovative, it's exciting. Your car is going to be able to, drive you to the next destination and park for you, and you can watch a movie. I don't know that we want our healthcare like that, right? How many accidents have we seen and stories about, things going wrong with artificial intelligence that is being used in real life and harming people? I think it's actually a very good thing that it's taken us longer, and that it will be probably much more rigorous and controlled and sort of safe than just any other technology, right? We're not talking about Instagram or delivering food to your door. We're talking about people's health and livelihood and skin cancer, and these are life and death things. So that's the easy answer, which is, hey, it's getting closer. It's around the corner. How long it'll take for people and clinics and physicians to start using them and for people to start being helped, probably there'll be an adoption curve like most technologies, or there'll be people who take it up first, do some learning, will learn, hey, does it live up to its promise, or is it something that falls short and we got to deal with this issue and this issue that we didn't realize? There'll probably be some of that, just like any new technology. But I don't think it's far from starting to make some real impact in people's lives. The question about what kind of impact it makes is a different one. So we're not going to solve the skin cancer problem or the melanoma detection problem with AI. It's not a technology solved issue. It's something where the technology, the AI, can be a tool that clinicians and physicians and health systems and public health experts can utilize to help make a difference in right now areas where there is challenge. But it's not going to be sort of the solving the problem. And I'll tell you the two challenges that I'm most excited about AI making an impact in right now. The two biggest things is the people who can diagnose melanomas. There are very few of them, and they are very specific places. They exist in specific places in the world. And so if you are not so fortunate as to be a person in the world living near or accessible to one of those places where people can do that well, you're out of luck a little bit in your ability to access that expert level care. And so AI can be an extender. Think of it as an extender, something that makes it such that you can be, you don't have to be within arm's length of Steve. You can be further. You can potentially be across the internet, across the world, and be able to have access to the brains and the clinical capabilities that Steve can possess, especially when wielding a technological tool. So that's where I am most interested in and most excited by it. But it's again, it's never the technology itself. It's all the things that people take for granted. It's what happens after someone gets has a skin cancer detected. Where are they going to go for their care? If you can't access a place where they can have the surgical expertise to cut out the melanoma or the medications to treat it, it doesn't really help us. Diagnosing it by itself is not the full answer. So it'll get us further along, but there's still a whole lot of work to be done, and work that's not technological work, work that is the hard work of building, of infrastructure, of design, of creating the workflows, of understanding how do we make doctors better with technology.
So one thing you talked about is solving the issues with solving the challenge with access that AI can help. What's the other one? You said there are two that you're really super excited. What's the other one?
Yeah, so there are two parts of access. So one is the geographic, thank you for bringing that back. So one is the geographic part of access. The other part of access is there's only so many hours in a day,
Sure.
and the number of clinicians. So the ability of technology is to say, instead of seeing and helping a patient on a one-to-one basis, I can help a patient, in a clinical interaction, but that takes time. And I do it in a one-to-one basis, one doctor, one patient helped. With technology, what if we let technology do some of the work of information gathering, for example, or pattern recognizing? Maybe I can start to help 100 patients in the same amount of time that I currently help one. So it's a way for us to scale the capabilities, or to make doctors superheroes, be able to do more work with their brain power, and to be able to create increased access.
Now, are you talking this specifically in the context, let's say, one way I'm thinking about this, right, is let's say, Justin, you're an expert, and but very few patients have access to you, but they can access a whole bunch physician extender like the NPs and PAs, right? Now, the combination, if the PA and NP have an access to a handheld wand or device, they put on the lesions and they will tell you with certain probability whether something's benign or malignant. That will amplify it because that combination will be as good as you, basically, right?
Yeah.
And there's something else I think you're talking about a little bit more. That is, you're talking about this amplification process. That is this just much more than what I'm thinking of, or there's something?
No, I think it's sort of variations of that theme, where can we take sort of what exists in people's heads and brains, and sort of put it into sort of a broader network. There is a slight difference what I'm thinking about, which is how do we keep and enhance kind of that what humans do best. So there will absolutely be many cases and situations where we will still need that human expert, as good as the machines and the systems can be, probably pretty great at straightforward things, but things that are kind of a little bit unclear or not so straightforward, boy, still needs some interpretation, still needs the weight of expertise and experience. And the other thing that we can start to do is we can start to do new things, right? So right now, we just talked about doing a skin examination of the patient, taking a look, taking a look at the patterns, finding things that sort of stand out or don't belong. It takes a decent amount of time to do a very full comprehensive examination. But that's something that, for example, if we had the combination of some tools or systems that could do a scan or sort of an imaging of the skin, and then some smart systems that could help to do that first interpretation, then all of a sudden, as the doctor, what I get is what I really cared about, which is like, what are the things that I need to pay attention to? So instead of doing the 10 minutes, I can do the really highly value added 1 minute. Okay, that's the spot. These are the statistics and the analysis that back that up. Let me do the thing that I do best. And now let's talk about this spot that may be, weird. It's growing a little bit too quickly. What should we do about it? What are the options? What are the ways that we can work together to improve the health? So it's taking that 10 minutes of activity, 9 minutes probably less value added, 1 minute of high value activity, and saying, hey, you know what? Let's skip straight to the 1 minute for me. So I can do that 1 minute of value added activity. That's
And
kind of the extension.
and I think some of the technology, just for viewers out there, it's out there. So just to summarize, really give people some background. I mean, I know in 2019, 2020, there's a couple of Nature paper, JCO paper came out that they give, they sort of submitted a database of this lesions, benign, malignant, and they pitted the dermatologist, the experts against the machine. And some of the algorithm actually is done better than the experts. So that's one type of paper. And then also, Justin, some of the stuff you talked about, I'm sure you already know that, the CanField Total Body 360 device, you sort of step into the booth, 46 camera fire simultaneously, create this 3D avatar of your body. And there's like, at this point it's a research phase, but you can basically sort of sort out all the moles on your body based on the size and different parameters, right? And then there's some preliminary studies showing that you can take certain really crude multivariate analysis and pick out, let's say, the 10 lesions out of the 100 that is really, really worrisome, right? So this is the value add. So it's everything you said is around the corner, basically.